Good morning, everybody, and welcome back for a battle from the 28th of March, which, as soon as we finish getting slowed down by the world's worst spawn system, will be what I decided to call the first decent battle in the AMX 30 1972. Now, as you can see, we've got the new, larger version of Poland here. And I decided to go for the southern spawn and go to the B point because that's a much more achievable capture point than the northern A side spawn, trying to go from the eastern spawns that we have, because it's obviously the B side is heavily favored towards our side, and the A side not only is farther away, but it's also uphill and defended by elevation and trees. So it's very dangerous. I've actually come to enjoy driving the AMX 30 1972 in the time since this, since when I recorded this battle. Like I said, it was from the 28th of March, so it's been a little while. And like I said here, once I get to the capture, I'm going to try and relocate up north, down the hill to the C point, and go into the city, because the very large bulk of our team is down in the south at B, which of course makes perfect sense, as I already explained. So there's a pretty funny little sequence coming up here when we arrive at the capture point, and it kind of reminds me of a slapstick Three Stooges or Keystone Cops kind of sequence coming up here, and rather than try and describe it, I'll just let you watch it as we arrive at the capture point. Somehow, miraculously, we all ended up waiting back outside the point for the rest of the team to arrive, as you can see coming up on the minimap, which I thought was hilarious. After all that back and forth, I thought for sure it was going to end with somebody just driving into the cap, but nope, we sat and waited. I looked back behind me just to make sure that the IS-6 was actually coming, and then someone else starts capturing the B point, and it turns out it's that Object 120 over there. So now we don't have time to wait for the IS-6, and after all that, the poor IS-6 isn't going to get anything, but we did get the capture, and most of the team did. And sorry there, AMX 30, for driving in front of you, and sorry, IS-6, for you not making it to the cap, even though you were very close to it. So I do give our Object 120 driver a little bit of crap here in the chat, but as you'll see, I end up forgiving him for what he explains. Alright, fair enough. At any rate, I'm moving over towards the C point now. We've obviously got the A point very well defended, so I'm not needed up there, and I'm going to see if I can go reinforce our guys at C. And just in time, as they are losing it to the enemy right now. Now, like I said in the chat there, I mean, you shouldn't need to read the chat. You should be able to look at the map to know to wait, but I definitely can't fault him for thinking that we may have actually gone into the cap to start it, because we certainly did start it and then stop it and then start it and then stop it about 19 times there, so fair enough on that point. I forgive him. As it turns out, most of us got the capture, so alright. Now you can see someone has fired smoke up there. It looks like it's probably defensive smoke, but it could have possibly been smoke shell fired. So it's hard to tell if it was friendly smoke or hostile defensive smoke there. But again, we've got so many guys at the B point that I'm not really going to waste my time, and I'm just going to head straight on in for C and try to help my team out at the C point. I am going to stop here briefly and just look over there just to make sure I'm not going to get shot by anybody. But as you can see, there's basically nobody visible, so I'm going to press in for C as quick as I can after a quick check just to make sure I'm not going to get hit. So, coming up to the normal road approach alongside the church here, what do we see down the road? But why, a Tiger 2H, and he's not looking. Which gives us plenty of time to aim and carefully get a shot into the side of his turret and take out his breach, as well as his gunner. And that was quite alright with me. So I'll mark him for the team, because I can see where he is, and just as I'm about to head in chasing after him, here comes a leopard. I'm not exactly sure going where, except probably for our spawn. Now, I tried to secondary cannon down the fence there to get a shot at him, but it drew up so much smoke that eventually I just shot at him. Luckily, knocked out his track, and then left him for the team to deal with as I went after the King Tiger, who is affecting the C point here. And sure enough, there he is. Caught him with his turret facing the wrong way again. Got an ineffective hit on him. But thankfully, as I bounced a shot from somewhere, I was able to outrun his turret and get around him again, which was good because the hit I took was to my loader, and that slowed down my reload pretty badly. Got a shot into him and got a kill assist from a T-44-100, which I was totally okay with because it took him out, and I survived his counter shot. Bounced another shot from somebody, and this time was finally able to see where it was coming from. It was a Leopard, and as he backed away around the corner, I secondary coax cannon down all this fence and statue that would stop me from getting a quick swing of the gun barrel over to that spot. And then just backed off to watch for the Leopard from either coming back over there or moving back over on the left, which is actually where I expected him to come from. And sure enough, there he is. Stop, swing the gun back over. Get a decent hit into him that unfortunately only took out his commander and lost my gunner. And now as I'm reloading, hoping that my gunner is going to switch out fast enough, I managed to bounce another shot off of him somehow. Don't ask me how. Marked him with the cannon, and then luckily got a shot with a further follow-up shot into his ammo and detonated him. So definitely lucked out there. Then I made a pretty big mistake and didn't pay attention to the fact that I'm just outside of the C point capture and not in it like I thought I was. So while I'm watching this corner here and expecting I'm about to capture, I notice that I didn't get the capture and then realize, oh my god, I was just outside the capture point. Good job, moron. Totally my own fault, no one else's. Cost myself some research score, some spawn point score, but oh well. The team at least took the C point, so that was good. At least with all the capture progress didn't bleed away because I was outside of the point. So driving back up to hunt down that Panther, and I discover a Yag Tiger instead. Managed to stop just in time, just enough to get the gun stabilized and put a shot into the back of his side of his crew compartment and take out his two loaders and his cannon breech. Marked him for the team. Let them know it's a Yag Tiger and that I hit him and knocked out his breech to warn my friend in the Object 906 up ahead of me. And then proceeded to chase him down as much as I could, as quickly as I could, to take him out before he could finish up repairing his breach and threaten our team in our back area here. Get up nicely alongside of him, and I believe we fired simultaneously, myself and the Object 906 there. He got the kill credit, I got the assist. I'm totally okay with that because a Yag Tiger out of the battle is still a Yag Tiger out of the battle. I was alright with that. So Yag Tiger having been dealt with, I'm going to push back into the city now and just see about defending the C point and maybe push up towards A as I spot enemy aircraft. Let the team know there's a 262, hoping that anybody in SPAA might do something about that and somehow bounce yet another shot off my tank. The AMX-30 can apparently bounce some shots. And as Story says in chat here, glad to see you're doing well. And I wrote back and said, yeah, I'm doing well in the AMX-30 1972, but boy, I am all kinds of shot up right now. All kinds of damage and down to 2 crew members, but somehow still alive, still kicking, still fighting. Heading back into the city, check out for an ambush here, and you can see an enemy getting marked at the upper northeast corner of the city block here. So I'm going to swing the AMX-30 back around and head over towards that, see if I can react to whatever it is. We've obviously got B pretty well held. Our team is pushing in on A pretty well. And I just didn't quite steer well just as the enemy Leopard comes around the corner here. Rushed my shot, and then managed to thankfully get a couple hits on him with the coax 20mm cannon. Which was good because a moment later, as I waver between coming back in the Cerbasi or the AMX-30 DCA, ultimately decide on the DCA because of the enemy aircraft overhead. Was going to take the Cerbese and go for the A point, but there it is. Got an assist on the Leopard for the final score of the AMX 30 1972 of 1 kill, 1 capture, and 3 kill assists. Also, by the time I finally got killed out, we had the battle well in hand and were very well positioned to win the battle, so a combination of all those factors there was ultimately what led me to say, yeah, alright, we'll call this the first decent battle. It wasn't a great battle, I didn't get a whole bunch of kills, but had a bunch of score, did a bunch of things to contribute towards the team winning, and by the time I'd been killed out, I was also in first place and pretty deep into the battle, so combination of several factors added up to, yeah, we'll call that the first decent battle. So while I was going to go back in and attempt to capture the A point with my Cerbese, our team had started decapping it right as I was spawning back in. So I decided, okay, the Cerbese is probably less useful to us right now than anti-air because we've got a 262 up. And while we've got plenty of anti-tank units on the ground, we didn't have a whole lot of anti-air. So I checked the team score, noticed there are 5 enemies up. I know that at least one of them is in air because he's in the 262. And as I verify that the prop I hear going overhead is in fact friendly, I line up the 262 coming in on me, and as soon as he appears within the radar guidance, start ripping some shots off at him. Unfortunately, he killed the my other friendly AMX 30 DCA, but I was able to line up on him and get a head-on shot. Even as I thought for sure I was going to take a hull break there from him ramming into me with his wreckage, or hit me with bombs, because I thought he was the special event bomb-carrying 262, but I survived. Now, there was some kind of an enemy SPG getting marked up there, but I wasn't able to hit him to mark him for the team, as an FW-190F comes around, turns towards me, and thankfully, as I was a bit screened behind the trees, I was able to catch him in ambush and saw off his left wing for my second rapid aircraft kill of the battle. And with that 1-2 anti-air punch, I let the team know there's a pair of aircraft out, and that pushed me back up into first place on the team. Wasn't too sad about that. So, with the battle basically very well in hand, and quite a lot of our team quite deep into enemy territory, I decided to park back here, fairly safe from any enemy tanks that might spawn back in, and set up to watch for enemy aircraft coming in from this pretty good anti-air vantage point right here. And with a quick sweep of the skies, I don't really see anything, and like Tori said in the chat there, it was actually a very nice clear up of the field of battle here. Really good job by the team overall. They did a really good job of not pushing the spawns too early. They took all the points, moved together. There was a decent bit of communicating, a lot of waiting for the spawns, and it all contributed to a very nice victory. And as a bonus for all those of you who may have waited long enough to actually watch all the way through this battle, I present to you a special French version of a very popular Deep Purple song. Ha 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 ha. And there you have it. Mission accomplished. First place on the team, 2 air kills, 1 tank kill, 3 kill assists, and 1 capture. All contributing to a victory in a first place, a decent amount of research, and a pretty good amount of research towards my AMX 30 B2 Brennus. Not a bad battle on the whole. A very good battle for the entire team, which more importantly is something I'd rather have than me getting 15 kills and no one else on the team getting any kills. So there's the kill feed, and that'll do for today. Hope you all enjoyed this one. I look forward to bringing you some more War Thunder very soon. And we'll see you all next time. As usual, everyone, please have a great day. Take care, everyone.